Although it's quite warm in here, we're now getting temperatures of freezing and below. You know what that means. It is soon time to winterize. It's like 6 a.m. I'm getting ready to go to work. But look at the ice buildup. That's disgusting. Ugh. So gross. So gross. Alright, little update. Home from work, it's 0 degrees outside, 27 in here. Just got out of the shower, 8:15 in the evening. And I went to go outside to go shut off the propane. And let me just show you. Can you see that? Snow. Snow. Sorry it's dark out here, but see that on top of the car? Gross. It's flippin' snowing. Alright, I really can't hold off much longer on winterizing, guys. Oh, this is just not fair. I hope you guys can see this. 9:30 at night. Everything is getting covered in snow. Didn't even know it was supposed to snow. No clue. I mean, I knew it would snow eventually, but didn't know it was happening tonight. Is this gonna open today? Oh. Yep. Well, we're getting there. Geez, I guess the last time I was up here, I forgot to put the cap back on the tote. Whoops. Definitely some ice and debris in there. May as well take that cover off and let it dry off. There's no point to have a cover on the tote if there's no water in it. There is definitely still ice in there. Wow. Well, if you guys haven't figured it out, today is my least favorite day. Today is winterizing day. Yeah. Every year, probably around, I'm going to say October, I start looking at the long-term forecast and try to figure out when we're going to start getting freezing temperatures. And this year, as you can see, we've already reached freezing temperatures. Yeah, I missed my opportunity to winterize before things got icy. However, today it is 4 degrees Celsius outside, so it is just above freezing. It's very windy though, so it definitely feels like it's freezing. But tomorrow and the next day I work, and tomorrow night the temperature is going down to -6 degrees Celsius. That's cutting it a little too close for my liking. I really don't want pipes or water lines freezing and breaking or busting, so I'm going to go ahead and winterize today so that hopefully that doesn't happen. I've had people ask, you know, why don't I just insulate the plumbing and the pipes? If I had thought about that from the beginning, it sounds like a really great idea, but to be honest, when I first got this camper, I didn't actually plan on spending the winters in it, believe it or not. I thought that I would spend spring, summer, and fall in this camper and then stay somewhere else for the winter because I just figured it would be unlivable. But then the wood stove got put in and that changed things. Yeah, after the wood stove was put in and I realized how warm it could actually get in here, I decided, hey, we'll see how it goes, see if I can get through a winter here. And that first winter, obviously, the camper was winterized. I didn't have running water and I made it work. And now, since the camper is completely skirted, I just haven't gone underneath to, insulate all the plumbing under there or anything like that yet. And I'm not the one to be wanting to crawl under there with the spiders and the rodents and do all that. And it sounds like it would be easy to do, but in theory, it's actually a lot of work. I have a lot of water lines that go like along the floor. I've got water lines that go behind cupboards and stuff. And even though with the wood stove it's plenty warm in here, behind all of the cupboard doors it's actually freezing cold in really cold temperatures. So I don't know if that would work unless I went and, wrapped foam around all of my water lines, and some of them I can't even get at. Like some of them are behind the bathtub way underneath in a small space. So it sounds like something that would be easy to do. It's not. Also, as you can see, there's no well on site. There is an outside water tote. And I know that I could build something around that and insulate it, but yeah. Right now, it works that I just winterize, and for 4 months, I just shower elsewhere. Is it 4 months? Yeah, usually it's 4 months. December, January, February, March. Last year, at the end of March, I de-winterized, so that was great. It all depends on how the temperature is looking in the spring. Last year, I actually made it to sometime in December before I even winterized. This year, the temperature is a little bit colder now at the end of November, so I'm having to winterize now, but it is what it is. Even when the camper is winterized and there's no water in the fresh tank, I keep plenty of water in jugs under here. So I can still do dishes, wash hands and face, brush teeth. Once everything, all of the plumbing is winterized, I use this for washing hands. Got the hand soap right here. Brushing teeth, washing face, all of that. And I actually just have this little clear square container that I put in the sink so that none of the water goes down the drain that is winterized and has antifreeze. It just goes in here. And yeah, when it gets a little full, I take it outside and dump it. So that's what I've been doing for the past 5 winters in here. Is it inconvenient? A little, but it's less inconvenient than having to like move out completely for the winter. The only inconvenience I really have is just not being able to shower in here and, dumping the water outside and that sort of thing. But other than that, it works for me. It might be windy and cold, but at least it's sunny. So yeah, my last shower in the camper, unfortunately, was my last shower in the camper of 2022. And won't be having a shower in this place until sometime next spring. It's all good. Yes, I still shower every single day, even though I don't have a shower in here. I have a place that I can go that is very convenient. So yeah, still get my showers, just don't get to shower in here. Well, while I was at it, I figured I'd clean the stovepipe out too. Just a little tip I've learned since owning a wood stove. It's always good to leave a little bed of ashes or coals in there. Don't clean it completely out because then it's a lot more difficult to start a fire. But if there's a little bed of coals or ashes there, it's a lot easier. Now back to the part I hate. Bye-bye running water for 3 to 4 months, probably 4 months. That's easier. I am just draining my freshwater tank in the camper, and after that is the really fun part, which is putting antifreeze through the plumbing system. Unfortunately, this means that all the water we collected the other day when it rained a lot, this is pretty full. We have to get rid of that because now it's no longer going to be going in the freshwater tote for use. So basically I have to take my 12-volt pump and pump all this water out of here. Just rainwater, not like a super huge waste. But, and I know I could use it for doing dishes or anything like that, but I don't have a problem getting water, so I'm just going to go ahead and pump it out. Whoo, she's getting awfully toasty in here now. Maybe we should close this, eh? Lots of ice. I think what I'm actually going to do is close the valve to this tank and maybe put some of that water from one of the rain barrels in here, and then on a nice mild day when there's no ice, I'm going to open it up and let it drain out. And yeah, hopefully we can get some of that debris out at the same time. I have this kind of tilted forward just a little bit, so it should drain out pretty easily. Whew, check this out. These big chunks of wood, there's 4, 1 on each post, plus cross braces. That's what's holding up this tote. And when it's full of water, I mean, it's pretty heavy. And I just noticed this one corner that must have split at some point. And the other morning I was woken up to a loud crack, so I almost wonder if it was this. Because I don't know if you can see, if I can get the camera in there, but it's split quite a ways down. Alright, so we've got barely any water coming out here. I'd say she's almost empty, and now to get started on my least favorite part of this whole process. Okay guys, I know you're comfortable and enjoying your sleep and all, but I need to move this mattress and get under this bed to put some antifreeze through the plumbing system. Okay? Ramsey. Ramsey, do you care? No. And we're back under here again. Wasn't too long we were here putting this guy in, and I know I said it was disgusting under here and I really needed to vacuum, but it still didn't happen. There's always next year though, because ain't got time today. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Okay, a few years ago I installed this little guy right here. It's a winterizing kit, and that makes it a lot easier to winterize. Okay, cross your fingers for me. I've got the hose in here. I've got it screwed in hand tight here. And I think all I need to do is flip this little valve up. That should close the freshwater tank and open up this here. Let's go try it out. Okay, now what I'm supposed to do is just turn each tap on until the water runs pink, and then close it off. Got some air in the line. Uh-oh. I don't see any pink yet. I'm getting worried. There we go. We got some pink. We can shut that off. Next one. Clear air. Wow, a lot of water in there still. Come on, antifreeze. Yep, there we go. Good. Same thing with this one. There we go. We got antifreeze. And I like to check, make sure I still have antifreeze in my jug. This one was like maybe half full. So we just have the tub yet to do, and then we're good. My tub setup is going to be a little different because I have this contraption. This is the tankless water heater. But what I'm going to do here is unhook the shower head, unhook the line that goes to the taps here, and just let the water drain out of this. First thing I'm going to do is remove the batteries. These units have D-cell batteries, and that is to ignite the flame for the propane. Get rid of those, close the cover. Could I leave those batteries in there? Maybe, but I just don't want any corrosion just sitting in there for a number of months unused. Okay, so all of the hoses have been removed from the tankless water heater. I did take that unit completely just off the shower wall and let it drain out any water that was left in it. I do not put antifreeze through that thing. I also don't suggest doing that. And so now we've got the hoses all cleaned off and just hanging here. Those have all been drained out. The water's all drained out of those. And now we just go ahead and let the same thing happen as before. There we go, pink. And we got pink. I gotta say, this is something that seems to get easier each year. But now that we've got pink going through all the taps, I'm gonna remove this. I'm going to have to unscrew this hose here, and since I don't want this last little bit of antifreeze spilling all over the floor, I'm just gonna open up one of the taps again and let that go through the line. And there, all done. Sorry about the lighting. I am pretty much under the bed. So you might be able to see the antifreeze is to the top of this thing. I'm just going to cap it off, and then next year in the spring, when I de-winterize, I will just go ahead and open up this valve, or maybe close it, whatever. Put it this way, put water into the fresh tank, and just drain all the antifreeze out. Okay, now I can shut the pump off, and I won't need that on again till spring. With the last little bit of antifreeze left, we go around to every drain and just make sure we pour in enough that the antifreeze sits in the P-traps. I just went ahead and poured extra, and I'm just going to get rid of this because there's really not much left. The temperature is starting to drop a little bit, and this hose is getting quite stiff. If I haven't mentioned what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pump some of the water out of this barrel. Some of it I'm actually going to pump into here. I know that sounds completely ass backwards, but try to push the rest of the debris that's at the bottom of this tank out, because I do have it angled. Still have that chunk from the cap from earlier today. I need you guys to be my seeing eyes, because I can't get over that tote from here. Did I mention how hard it is to climb up this ladder with a hose in one hand and a camera in another? One barrel done. Oh, God. Whoops. One to go. I don't think you guys can see, but there's actually like a thin layer of ice on the surface of this water. In theory, I'd like to slosh this around to get that debris from the bottom loosened up and pour it out on this end, but to be honest with you, even though that's not a lot of water, the tote is up so high it's probably going to be quite heavy for me to try to pick up without injuring my back. There's definitely a big ice chunk in that barrel, but that's okay, because I'm going to drain out all the water, and then I'm going to set these somewhere upside down the next mild day. All that ice should melt and just pour out of the opening there. Alright, so we got that barrel emptied out. There was also ice in that one, as you can see. Again, I'm just leaning this one against a tree. Next mild day, that ice will just melt and pour right out of there. Same with this water tote. I still have it positioned on an angle here, and I left the valve completely open. You probably can't see it, but there's some sheets of ice in there that were probably just sitting on the surface of the water. Yeah, next mild day, that'll melt, drain out of here, and I'll just leave the valve open all winter. I'll also probably just leave it on this, up on an angle like this all winter as well. It's a sad day at the Gypsy Den, folks. It's a sad day. That's that, really. We got everything winterized inside the camper. We've got all the water drained out of the drained out of the water barrels. I didn't even have beer, not kidding. Anyway, I feel comfortable knowing that my plumbing system is not going to freeze, crack, bust, whatever the case may be. Obviously, we did have a little bit of ice in our water barrels, water totes, but that'll drain out on the next mild day. That's gonna do it from me here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you are somewhere sunny and warm, because for the next 4 months I won't be. And hopefully I will catch you in the next. Bye. Winter.